Hi, everyone, and welcome back to AI for the Humanities. I'm Meghan McInnis-Domínguez, Associate Professor of Spanish at the University of Delaware, and this channel is your go-to resource for exploring the intersection of generative AI and humanities education. Here, we dive into the latest developments in large language models, image and video generation tools, and the ways AI reshapes how we teach, learn, and imagine the future. In today's episode, we're joined by one of our interns, Logan Elkins, a communications major here at UD. Logan's been investigating one of the more controversial new AI platforms out there, Grok, the large language model developed by Elon Musk's company, xAI. Grok is known for its bold personality, its real-time integration with X, and its ability to generate not just text, but images, code, and even jokes, all while adopting a variety of personas. Logan walks us through what Grok does, how it works, and why its connection to Musk's broader digital empire raises important questions about bias, accuracy, and the role of AI in public discourse. Whether you're new to AI or already using tools like ChatGPT, this episode offers a critical look at where Grok fits into the rapidly evolving AI landscape and how humanities students can help make sense of it. Let's get started.
Hello everybody, my name is Logan Elkins, and today I'll be going over an AI tool that I have been researching and gathering information on during these past few weeks, known as Grok. Disclaimer, I'm a bit under the weather, so if I at all sound stuffy or nasally, I apologize. I'm trying my very best to get through it. So first, what is Grok? So I got a lot of information from one of my sources, being Meghan from Tech Republic. So she says that Grok AI is a large language model, or LLM for short, developed by Elon Musk and his newest company, xAI. Grok is designed for generating, changing, or analyzing text. There are also advanced generative AI capabilities, including internet search as well as image creation. Grok is also one of the only few AI platforms that truly pushes the boundaries of its capabilities, answering questions and doing tasks that are often not possible or restricted from other AI platforms. So how does Grok work? With Grok's relation to the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, which is also owned by Elon Musk, it has real-time knowledge of the world via the aforementioned platform, as they are interlinked. Grok also uses advanced algorithms to understand and respond to prompts. In relation to image generation, Grok uses Aurora, which is a text-to-image model. So if I were to ask Grok to generate me a photo of a green hot dog, for example, it would use Aurora to generate the picture. So key features of Grok, the most basic of all the AI features, is web search and citations. So if I were to ask Grok, what is the engine size of my car? It'll do a basic search online, give me information, and even some sources if it needed. Image generation, one of my favorite features, which I'll definitely be covering in this video. If you ask the AI tool to generate you a photo of whatever it may be, as long as it's in the parameters of the terms of service, it'll generate you an image. Context understanding. So what this means is if you ask Grok a question and you give it plenty of background information and context, then it'll provide you a more in-depth and more accurate answer. Access to real-time information. So as I said before, Grok is heavily linked with X, and because of this, Grok can use X for up-to-date information, which has much more of an advantage compared to ChatGPT, other models, because they all tend to be a bit behind when it comes to recent information. Coding assistance. So pretty much if you happen to be running a game, a website, stuff like that, coding assistance can help by pretty much sorting out bugs, helping rewrite coding, stuff like that. Human-like conversational tones. So in the recent Grok 3 update, they introduced Grok personalities, and there's about 11 or so personalities, and it's pretty much whenever you select one, it changes the way Grok responds to you. So there's one model, for example, that's pretty vulgar, and if you were to ask it something, it'll like cuss you out, stuff like that. There's also an 18 plus model, and it's more it uses more sexual terminology and that kind of stuff. Some pros of Grok. One of the main ones is it has an ambitious and innovative approach to AI development. As I said before, Grok has certain features and capabilities that really set it above the rest in terms of the competition. And because of that, Grok continuously pushes the envelope of what what AI is capable of, which will only make development and progression stronger for them as well as the competition. Global impact. So Elon Musk already said he owns XAI, he owns Twitter or X. He owns other businesses, which pretty much made him a globally known person and generated a global impact. So with Grok being thrown into the mix and being tied to a reputable name, it'll make Grok a worldwide known entity as well. It could only increase its popularity and spread the joy of AI even further. To tie in with the previous topic, AI could bleed into other industries. So Elon Musk also owns companies such as Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, The Boring Company, Neuralink, and many, many more, considering that Elon Musk has already not merged, but intertwined Grok and X together. We could see maybe Grok integrated with Tesla's UI, or something with the SpaceX rockets or the Starlink satellites or Neuralink chips, but only time will tell, and some might see that as a con as well. So it kind of just depends on how you view all that stuff. For cons of Grok, well, one of the biggest ones is privacy concerns. So because Grok has close association to X, it has raised concerns about personal data privacy on the platform, which could be fed into the AI platform, as I mentioned before, because Grok uses X to keep its world information up to date, and maybe potentially sensitive information could be, in a way, leaked and brought over to Grok, although we don't know the exact, statistics behind that claim. Relying on Elon Musk and his vision for direction for Grok, this information was given to me by Team Ciente. So as we all know, we all have our own political and personal beliefs, and Elon Musk has made his very well known on Twitter or X, and we could end up seeing him making the progress and features of Grok personal to fit his own agenda. So we could see Grok AI success becoming closely tied to his personal vision and leadership style as well. And having that dependency on a single individual could really introduce risks that could influence the direction and stability of Grok, and it could harm it or do some good for it in the long term. And lastly, the bias in the algorithms also goes hand in hand with integration with X. So since Grok uses X as its main source of world updates, there may be potential bias due to information that is being spread across the platform. With any social media platform, we typically see a lot of misinformation being put out there, and some gets fact-checked and some doesn't. But if this is the case, we could see a potential bias in how Grok learns if it's being fed certain agendas or misinformation, stuff like that. So here are my sources, and then next I'll be giving some examples and some tutorials on how to use Grok itself. Alright guys, we are now in the official Grok app. Just to make a note, Grok is also accessible in the X app itself. There is a tab at the bottom of the app where you can access Grok. Bit different layout and UI, but this is the separate app, which I much prefer, just so it's its own thing. So when you open Grok, this is what you get. You have the ask question bar at the bottom, and these three dots can show your history. Settings right here. Information, you can upgrade to Super Grok, which is like a paid tier with more features. A lot of stuff in there. And this new bar at the top is decently newly added a couple weeks ago. This is what I mentioned before about the personas with Grok. So As you can see from left to right, there's the standard assistant, storyteller, which helps you generate stories, kids story time, which helps generate kids stories, kids trivia game, which asks pretty much general question for kids. For example, like, what is the color of the sky? Blue. Meditation helps you relax. Conspiracy, if you were to ask it questions about stuff about like UFOs, stuff like that, it'll get pretty in-depth about that stuff. Not a therapist, this is pretty much a therapist, but obviously not licensed or real. Same with not a doctor, it's a doctor without credentials, but if you have any health questions, it could do its best to help you out and answer those questions. Unhinged is what I mentioned before, about if you ask it something, it'll just cuss you out, and I'm sure we'll have time to experiment with most of these, hopefully. Sexy is a more sexual-based model, and pretty much it'll say sexual things, obviously. Motivation, obviously, as it says, is motivational. If you're feeling down in the dumps, maybe it'll get your mood up a little bit. Romantic is not as strong as the sexy mode, but it'll give you some sense of love if you happen to be in need. And lastly, argumentative. If you want to debate or stuff like that, this one is also for you. So I figured we start out with the most general use of AI, which is asking it a question. So we're going to ask, let's see, when did the first Ford Mustang come out? And we'll enter it. And see, it answers it very, very fast. And if you press a button at the bottom called Deep Search, it'll give you more information and its sources as well. So you have information about when it first came out, and all you really need to know, honestly. So you press Deep Search. Maybe we'll ask it a different question. What are some facts about the first Ford Mustang? See, it takes a bit more time because it's doing a lot more work just so you get that much better of an answer. So we're creeping on to 10 seconds here. It depends what you ask it, like I said. And so you can see in the blue text, it's gathering. Now it's at 10 real sources. Before, with AI, it struggled to gather these sources up and make them legit and reputable. And I think Grok has really stepped ahead in terms of finding legit sources and making things a lot more perfected, to say the least. So you press this arrow, it brings you down to many sources it has found so far. We got Wikipedia, corporate for their own website, and we have 6 more. And a lot of, it seems, reputable sources. A lot of these are car websites and pages, so all pretty legit. So yeah, it's a long process, but it's definitely worth the time. Now, one of my favorite features of all of AI is image generation. It's truly endless possibilities what you can do with image generation. Some platforms, they don't let you do certain people or their likeness or brand logos or text. Oh, we just finished up. Cool. So Grok typically has a lot of leeway with image generation, so we're going to try something with an actual person. So we're going to do a really famous football player, European football, Cristiano Ronaldo. We're going to say, well, first we'll start off, generate me a photo. Oh, we should start off with that first. Of Cristiano Ronaldo, sorry. Bald and with a mustache. So let's see how this works. So we put it in, and it loads. It looks like it loads 4 options. So you can pick whatever the best one is in your opinion. So far, looking pretty good. Looks like the top right and the bottom left are the most bald, and the 2 other ones have a bit of hair on the top of the head. They all have mustaches. They all look just like Ronaldo, honestly. They look pretty good, in my opinion. Another one, let's see. Let's see. Generate me a photo of a pig riding a motorcycle. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, so far looking pretty good. And some of these look decently realistic, honestly. Like some of the pigs, like in these pictures, they look pretty realistic. Like this one in the bottom right here. If I can tap on it in a second, it looks pretty legit. Like you can just see the hairs, all the detail. Looks pretty nice. And some of these are more like animated, like this one, but it looks pretty cool as well. Let's see, what else can we do? We'll do one more image generation. We can do generate, oopsies, let's see, generate me a photo of a chicken the size of the pyramid. Pyramid of Giza. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's one pretty large chicken. And I like with Grok how it gives you the 4 options, so in case one does not turn out the best, you have 3 more to choose from. And if they don't happen to look good at all, you can ask Grok. Let's ask Grok, for example, to regenerate these and make them better. Just in case we don't like the outcome. So let's see what we got. Make them better. Wow, it actually it merged the bald Ronaldo with the pig and the chicken on top of the pig. That's definitely unprecedented. I think though this is a great example of kinks that need to be worked out, because obviously no AI tool is perfect. I think this is hilarious. We have all 3 combined into one. We have the motorcycle down here, Mr. Ronaldo right here, the pig merged with the chicken. So subjectively, I think it met my request of making it better, because you included all 3 in one, which looks interesting to say the least. Looks pretty cool. So I think image generation is definitely my favorite feature, because it's, like I said, it's truly endless capabilities, and it's marvelous, honestly, how it's developed so much. Granted, I think AI still struggles with making letters make sense. Like, for example, in this Adidas logo, you can see it right there. Like, that is not English, or any language for that matter. So we're gonna ask it again to generate a logo with text, and we're gonna see how it looks. We're gonna say generate the McDonald's logo with letters outside of a house. Generate a photo. Almost forgot. Generate a photo of. Alright, let's see what we got. This one definitely might look bad, to be honest. Okay, interesting. Well, it looks like the logo looks pretty spot on, honestly. But we have some text coming up, actually. And wow, to my surprise, this text actually looks really great, honestly. Like, I'm not sure if there's a recent update I just missed, but like, typically letters look terrible. But you can see the logo is not perfect. Obviously, McDonald's logo is not this wide out. I think this is probably the best one in terms of sizing and proportions. I want to try to find an example of maybe making the text look weird. One more. Generate me a photo of the presidential seal. Oops, I cannot spell. Presidential. Oh my god. Presidents, there we go. Seal on pavement. Just spitballing stuff here. Let's see how this looks. Yep, I already see it already in the top right picture. You can just see, wow, that messy. I think all four pictures actually have pretty bad text. See, look at this bottom one. The bottom one looks so legit with all like the colors and the shadows and the brightness. It looks so legit. But then when you see the letters on all these, like this is not English whatsoever. But they have overall the design of the eagle in the middle pretty accurate. Yeah, that kind of wraps up all the image generation. Like I said, this is probably my favorite tool to study, and by far, I think the most fun you could use AI for. That pretty much wraps up all the time I have for this video. I'm sure in the next video, I will be going over a lot of how it connects to humanities. We already seen examples, for example, the not a therapist model for personas already kind of affects humanities in a way as it replaces therapists and psychiatrist type jobs, but I'll get more in depth into that in the next video. The main focus here was mostly image generation and overall just web search, and I think this was a lot of fun, and I cannot wait for the next video, which should be a matter of weeks, where we will go, like I said, more in depth on how AI affects the humanities specifically, and just exploring overall more features of Grok. So, with that being said, I will see you next time. And one more thing, almost forgot to say, I recommend highly whoever is watching to also watch the other videos being done by my peers, as we are all doing research and discussion on unique AI tools such as ChatGPT and many others, which all do different things in their own unique ways. So I highly recommend everybody watch the other videos that we are coming out with. Should be all come out at the same time, most likely. A lot of cool AI stuff out there, and like I said in my presentation, AI is only going to get stronger, faster, quicker. Any word in the book, you name it, it'll be just that good. And I really cannot wait personally to see how AI develops, even in the next month, 6 months, a year from now. It's truly crazy with how fast AI is growing, and I cannot wait really to see how far things can go. All right, this is Logan Elkins signing off, and I hope everybody has a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Logan, for that engaging and well-balanced exploration of Grok, an AI tool that's as ambitious as it is unpredictable. What makes Grok fascinating isn't just its flashy features or offbeat personality modes. It's the way it's been trained and deployed, deeply intertwined with Elon Musk's Platform X, pulling real-time content from a site known for minimal content moderation, shifting norms, and politically charged discourse. And that's exactly where some of the most pressing concerns arise. Grok's training data and live information stream are largely shaped by what's trending or viral on X, meaning it's drawing from a source that's frequently biased, often lacks context, and doesn't always prioritize accuracy. When an AI model is built to push boundaries while pulling from a platform that thrives on hot takes and misinformation, it raises serious questions about reliability and ethical use. Bias isn't just a glitch, it's baked into the data. Whether it's political ideology, cultural assumptions, or the amplification of extreme viewpoints, Grok is likely to mirror the biases of the content it consumes. This becomes especially important in educational settings or public discourse, where accuracy and neutrality are critical. Even Grok's deep search feature, while slower and better cited, still depends on how well it filters and weighs its sources. Without transparency in how that works, users are left to guess what's shaping the results. In short, Grok is a compelling tool, but it's not a trustworthy oracle. It's a reminder of how important media literacy, source analysis, and human oversight remain, especially as generative AI continues to evolve. Thank you again, Logan, for taking us inside this tool and offering such a thoughtful critique. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to explore the rest of our student-led series here on AI for the Humanities. Like and subscribe and share this video. Thanks for watching, and as always, question your sources.
He's got a link to X and a spark in his tone. Grook's got answers you've never known. He'll fact check your questions or maybe pretend with a meme in his pocket and a hot take to send. Smart but snappy, quick with the quote. Deep search styles on personas glow. You want the news, better read it twice, cause Grok might serve it with extra spice. Ratchet talk like Grok, search on the fly, pulling from posts that just went by. Bold, bizarre, and off the clock, news, jokes, and chaos. When you talk like Grok, don't paint me a picture, write me a thread. Called Ronaldo or a pig in red. Text to image, sealed with a smirk. He's weird, he's wild, and sometimes berserk. Make me a seal on a driveway sign. He'll do it fast, but watch the lines. Ask about the Mustang, you'll get your year. But check those links, it's not always clear. Smooth with swagger, packed with flair. But what's the bias floating there? Training on trends and mimics the crowd. But truth gets hazy when the echoes loud. Talk like Grok, search on the fly, scrolling the feed in real-time style. Edgy fast and off the clock, but would you bet your facts on Grok? Daydream me a painting, give me a glitch. Merge a chicken with a cyber witch. Funny, sure, reliable, he's more electric than academic, hun. What's the cost of speed and show? When the source is X, you've got to know. The bias runs deep, the facts wear a mask, and Grok just laughs when you dare to ask. Generate, cite, entertain, misfire. Fact check suspended, your prompt is on fire.